Good evening, one and all, and welcome to this week's edition of Nigel's Nuggets. Yes, coming to you from my spiritual home, the bar. In fact, I've got an awful lot I've got to get through today, so I'm not going to go off-piste, and there's going to be no rambling whatsoever. But before we start, I just thought, and those of you that know my wife, Juliet, know that she is quite a crafty character, as it were, and she likes doing crafty things and dressing things up. So here's what she has done. Look at me Nogue in her jaunty little witch's hat. How is that not? Hello, Mrs. Sweet. Good evening. Yes, look at me Nogue in her jaunty little witch's hat. If that's not an oxymoron, I don't know what is. And yes, we have some skeletons, pumpkins, various arrayed things. Even Bobby the dog, and several lighthouse-related things have hats on. It's absolutely fantastic. And we've got we've got the special glasses out for some spooky wine as well. So there we go. So that's it. Right, back to where was I? Here we go. Turn round. That's it. Right. Okay. So, as I said, awful lot to get through this week, so no rambling and no going off-piste. We'll see how long we get away with that. So, for those of you that do or do not know, we were open the weekend's gone. We were open for 4 days, and so we had Reenie and Dave in. Always good evening, Mrs. Sweet. Reenie and Dave, always a pleasure to see Reen. Yeah, and no, it's a pleasure to see Dave as well. I'm only joking. He's the one, we sit him in the corner with the colouring, the crayons, and he just, looks up now and again, asks for another beer, and that's basically it. So it's lovely to see them. And Martin and Claire, it was lovely for them to come back finally for another visit. Unfortunately, we were supposed to be going to see the ELO. I haven't had one yet, actually. Maybe that's the problem. We were supposed to be going to see the ELO tribute band with them at the Princess Theatre on Friday. However, the concert was cancelled due to illness within the band, but not COVID related. So that was a shame that got cancelled. And so they were down with their friends Steve and Carol, Curtis and Jodie. It was lovely to meet them for the first time. And our old friends David and Leslie, always a pleasure to see them. And we went to, you may have seen, put some stuff on about, hello Reen, just mentioned you and Dave. We put some stuff on about the Dartmouth Food Festival and the peanut butter I bought. Oh yeah, I saw, Ali, you've never had peanut butter? Or do you mean you just hadn't had those particular peanut butters? I don't know. But anyway, it was lovely. They're absolutely fantastic. I did crack one or two open this afternoon and just tasted them with a couple of little crackers. Absolutely lovely. And and that's when I also, have I gone off? I have, haven't I? And I had, Juliet had said, we had to use up some very small sausage rolls that were in the freezer. What could I do? I took one for the team. I helped her out. So we went to the Dartmouth Food Festival with with most of the guests actually. Reen and Dave were there. Dave was hanging, but he took a few for the team during the day. Curtis and Jodie came, and David and Leslie came. I don't think Claire and Martin, Steve and Carol ventured down, but it was good. So yes, we bought the peanut butter, we bought some olives, we had some lovely Scotch eggs. We had a lovely couple of pints in the Dartmouth Castle. Lovely, wonderful one. Never had peanut butter. Alison Jane's Sweet. Goodness me. Well, we shall rectify that the next time you're here. I'm assuming you can eat that, but it's fine. You've never had peanut butter. What's wrong with you? It is the food of the gods. We had a lovely day. It's a great food festival. It really has grown. It was massively so much more busy than when we were there before. But yeah, so 2 weeks ago, I haven't had one, honest. I promise I haven't had one. 2 years ago, because obviously there wasn't one last year, but it was absolutely packed. But still, it was really good fun. So anyway, so that's it. We're not open now for another, 2.5 weeks, or thereabouts, I think. Something like that. And we're open, yes, November 12th to the 17th. So that's staying 12, 13, for Peanut butter, yuck. Reen, come on. No, you're wrong. It is food of the gods. Peanut butter goes with so many things, right? Here's one for you. Peanut butter and Marmite. It is phenomenal. If you haven't had it, don't knock it till you try it. Like they say, don't knock it till you try it. Peanut butter and Marmite. Peanut butter and sandwich spread. That's a real good one. Always have peanut butter in your bacon sandwich. Fantastic. Anyway, 12th to the 17th of November, we are open. We've got a few people in, but we have a couple of gaps in room 5. No, room 5 is available. We've got a couple of gaps in room 6, and there's a couple in room 9. So if you do fancy coming down in November, 12th to the 17th, that is it, Rome. So let's check in 12th, check out 17th. That's it. After that, it's December, and we're already full for our December dates. So if you want to come and see us this year, that's your last remaining opportunity. So now, what am I going to do? I did this last year. I think I did it the year before as well. In fact, I probably do it every year. I've been doing nuggets. We do a summer roundup of everybody that's been to see us. And goodness me, we have had some fantastic fun this year with so many people. We've made some great new friends. Thank you for all the memories, everybody that's come down. So again, now, when I do this, and I think I said last year, if I've forgotten about you, don't take it personally. I've just been through and I've tried to pick out some, not all of the highlights, just some of the highlights and some of the people who have come to see us. So, goodness me. Here we go. How long you got? So I'm going to try and rattle through this as quickly as I can. So, as mentioned, we're here last weekend. Reenie and Dave. It was lovely. They've been to see us several times, and they've also brought with them Andy and Linda, Dawn and Spence, and Debbie and Keith. So it was lovely, lovely, lovely. Goodness, right. Andrew and Julie, David and Joan, they were the first ones out the blocks on the 17th of May, which was the day we were allowed to open. Carl and Co. This is Carl Fleer, and several of his buddies come down fishing. They've been down a few times. Sue and Hayden, goodness me, I can't think whether you've 3 or 4 times, but lovely Welsh cakes, lemon drizzle cake, the blackberry drizzle cake, and of course we get to meet Adam as well. That was nice. Alison Chappell, now Brown, because she was Alison Chappell when she first came to see us, and then on the second visit she was Alison Brown with Steve, her lovely husband. Lawrence and Maureen with Carl and Mary. George, who can forget George? Well, I can never forget George, can I? Because he's over there. There's a dirty, great cardboard cutout of him all the time. But George and Hilary, they come to see us a few times. Oh, Ali and Tony. Ali, who I've just been conversing with. They're more residents than guests. Who's won the golf? Who's won the golf? Have we got a final winner, or are we carrying it on? So actually, because you're coming in November, aren't you? You might be coming in November. So presumably the golf will carry on until then. Pauline and Brian, lovely to see them again. They've already booked for next year. Oh, next year, yes. If you want to book for next year, now's a good time to book for next year, because you'll get it at this year's prices before they get adjusted for next year. Susan and Julia, Morgan and Sue, Simon and Kate, David and Louise. Now I'm finally believe I'm getting the tomatoes right for David. He's the one, but if I know he's arriving on the Friday, I put the tomatoes on basically Wednesday morning to make sure they're cooked enough for him. Nick and Wendy, our friends from back in the southeast on sunny Isle of Sheppey, and came down with her sister Gail and partner husband Simon. And Wendy's son, yes, good evening Tommy, you're on here as well, we'll get to you in a minute. In fact, you're probably a couple of sheets in, but we'll see. Yes, Wendy sung at our wedding. She did an absolutely beautiful a cappella version of Marry Me by Train, which was absolutely, I say, oh boy, goodness me, Ali, I apologise for mentioning it. I went off piece there, didn't I? I'll get back on. John and Madge, always a pleasure to see John and Madge, now they know where to find us. Have I ever told you that story? Someone remind me in another nugget to tell the story of when John and Madge first turned up to see us, whenever it was, goodness me, 4 or 5 years ago. Lord and Lady Grantham, John and Debbie. If you're watching, Lord and Lady, I wish you well. I hope everything is all right on the estate, and we hope to see you in the not too distant future. Tom and Sue, always a pleasure.
Oh, I don't think we're probably going to see them now this year, are we? I don't think so for various reasons. Tom's got business travels he's got to do. So that's a shame, but thank you for the homemade rhubarb gin. No. Now, when I say homemade rhubarb gin, just in case there's anybody from customs and excise watching this, I don't believe they distilled the gin. I believe they bought a supermarket or a branded version of gin, and then they've added their own rhubarb to it out of the garden, and they brought us down a little bottle of it. It was absolutely fantastic. Alison and Matt, Ben and Emma, Colin and Lorna, always good to see our friends back from Kent, Colin and Lorna. Ian and Jane, Anthony and Janice, they unfortunately had to postpone their second trip. Oh goodness me, John and Dawn, or should I say Elaine? No, I don't mean it. I know I got your name wrong in one, because I confused you with another Elaine, but because she's an Elaine Rogers. But anyway, so John and Dawn Rogers. Oh yes, Super Kent. Come on, Super Kent, John. Fancy a rum in the bar, John? You were in bits the last time we did that, weren't you? Oh, John and Carol, lovely to meet them. Say hello. I really haven't. I need to get one, don't I? Say hello to John and Helen if you're seeing them soon. David and Elaine. This is the real Elaine Rogers, not Dawn Rogers, who's the children's author. Mentioned her. It was lovely to meet them. Glenn and Celia. They were from one of my old stomping grounds in Blackheath in sunny southeast London. It was nice to chat to them about good old Blackheath. The Tina Britton party. Goodness me, who could forget that weekend? Lovely to meet you all, ladies. Judah and Ian. My old mate Smithy, who I've known since I was, 15, something like that. He came down to see us for a few days. That was lovely to catch up with the old lepidopterist. Oh, I'm glad I hadn't had a beer when I said that. Deborah and Jeremy, John and Jackie from sunny Warrington. Always a pleasure to see them. I think they've been out twice this year as well. Alan Bob. Oh, the Ray Wheeler party. That was lovely. Vince and Mo Loss, the long-suffering parents of Clive, who I used to work with. Lovely to meet them. Yep, absolutely wonderful people. Malcolm and Janice. Jim and Barbara. No, not that Jim and Barbara. Different Jim and Barbara, for those old enough to remember. 1990s. Was it 1990s? Twice this year. Was it 1990s, the royal family? I can't remember now. Carol and Kevin, one of Juliet's oldest friends. It was lovely to see them again. Mark and Wendy. Ha ha ha. Brush up on your golden hour knowledge, Wendy. You're still behind. The Kirbys. Oh, always good to see the Kirbys. I fear we may be seeing them less now that their eldest, Caitlin, has graduated from Exeter, so that's a shame. Alan and Gillian, Mark and Joe, and Megan, of course. Gary Davis came to see us. Gary Davis on the radio. See, again, you have to be old to remember that, don't you? And, I did that joke to him. He hadn't heard it. He had heard it before. Colin and Leslie. Always a pleasure to see them. Graham and Roz, the Armstrong party, who did an exclusive use in July sometime, wasn't it? Absolutely great weekend that was. House full of 16, but we don't often open up all 8 rooms, do we? But so we had all 16 people in. We fed them on the Saturday night. Oh, we had some great fun in the bar. Ron and Christine, always good to see them. Mervyn and Carol with Joanne and Darren. Thank you for the interesting facts about blackcurrants and ribena, Mervyn. Anita and Steve. Oh, I've got to say, thank you to Hannah and Summer, a seasonal friend. Hannah, who is my youngest niece, came down to see us for some work experience and brought her seasonal friend Summer with her, and they did some chambermaiding and helped out in the for breakfast as well, if I remember right, and it was lovely. I always love to see my nieces anyway, but that was it. So a special thank you to you, Hannah. Linda and Robert. David and Karen, they were with us for 10 nights. They were a lovely couple. Jeff and Jenny, the McKevitts and the Winters, obviously. David and Caroline, who came for 15 nights and then tried to book in for the last weekend in October that we were open there. But, apparently the COVID has gone nuts wherever they are in the Midlands. I can't remember exactly where, but they decided they weren't feeling safe enough to travel. Karen Whitby, now Phelan, another one that's got married this year. Married to Ernie. Rob Cameron, one of my most favourite people we've had in this year. Don't take that personally. There is a reason for it, and it all revolves around chili sauce, because he introduced me. He is Zimbabwe. Well, he was born down here. It's a tale, but he's lived a lot of his life in Zimbabwe, and he introduced me to Dr. Trouble chili sauce. I did mention this in Nuggets. If you haven't ordered it, I'd stress you really should. If you like smoky chipotle type chili sauces, you will love this. You will love it. Dr. Trouble, they only do 2. Get it online. I ordered it. It's perfectly safe. And it's beautiful. I am running out. Actually, should probably order some more. Who else? Viv and Dave. It's always good to see them. Pat and Tony, Margaret and Ken, Jeff and Julie, Jean and Michael. They're the ones that lost their car and then found it again. Jean and Andy. Always lovely to see Jean and Andy. And now Jean is a loverage. A loverage for the second time, I should say. Hope to see you. Oh, hang on, they are coming down. Is it November or December? We're seeing them, aren't we? Jean and Andy, they're coming down. They're booked in. Graham and Lynette, Stuart and Linda, lovely. Paul and Loretta, very bad jokes, Paul. Helen and Annette, they came down to share a tune. Tommy and Karen and Mother. Always good to catch up with Tommy and Karen. Denise and Rob. Oh, it was always good to see Greg and Rosemary. Oh, goodness me, the fun and games we had there. They're the parents of Colin, who I mentioned about 10 pages back. But we had a lovely time. I haven't seen Colin's parents for probably the best part of 30 years. So it was lovely. They were down with us for 4 or 5 nights. Roger and Lizzie. Yes, you got your cardigan back, didn't you, Lizzie? Jen and Gavin, who originally stayed with us for their honeymoon. Must be 5 years ago now. They came back for another visit. Barry and Sue, Graham, Christine, Wayne and Heather, absolutely lovely foursome. Wendy and Alan, Pat and Anthony. Oh, Courtney. Does everyone remember Courtney, our little girl? Who, well, not our little girl, but she's almost our little girl. She's not so little anymore. She's 19 now, coming on 20. I think she was 15 when she first started chambermaiding and waitressing for us, and she came back and did a couple of cameo appearances this year. It was absolutely lovely. Thank you, Courtney, for all your help. Now, as I said, that's pretty much, I think I've rattled through most people. If I've forgotten you, again, please don't take it personally. But there you go. That's pretty much it from me. Now, as I said, those November dates, 12th to the 17th, still a couple of spots in rooms 5, 6 and 9. And if you want to book for next year, do it now, because you will get it at this year's prices. So there won't be a Nuggets next week, but there will be. When are we open? What did I say? 12th to the 17th. So after the 17th, or on the 17th of November even, because I think it might be a Wednesday. Whatever that Wednesday is of that week, that will be the next Nuggets. And so whatever you're doing, I hope you're having a good week. I hope you have a very spooky Halloween. And my brother's birthday on the 31st. I've always wondered about him. I hope it's quite nice here at the moment. Weather's not too bad. I hope it's lovely wherever you are. It's still pretty warm down here. Nice mid to late teens. But as you know, it's always 30 degrees all year round. Never rains. I must take that off the website. Take care of yourselves, everybody, and we will see you in a couple of weeks. Bye bye for now.